a six-figure salary when you graduate from the College of Worcester. How many of you are fans of the National Basketball Association, or better referred to as the NBA? Well, as many of you know, sports play an important role in American society. Whether it be basketball, soccer, football, anything, sports are very important in American lives. Those of you not from the U.S., I'm sure you have noticed how crazy people get over sports games. Whether it be through participation or simply observation, sports are also very important in my life. I would call myself a sports enthusiast. And when things such as an NBA lockout occur, people such as me, sports enthusiasts, are glued to the television, to newspapers, to anything we can find about news regarding these lockouts. Today I am here to discuss with you the NBA lockout and the importance of this in today's society. I will do this by first talking about the time leading up to the NBA lockout, why there cannot be an agreement reached between the owners and players, and the effects of not having an NBA season this year. So what exactly is a lockout? Simply put, a lockout can be defined as when an agreement between players and owners has ended a previous agreement, and a new agreement cannot be reached. This agreement is often referred to as a collective bargaining agreement, and what happens is the owners and players cannot reach an agreement, so the owners, in an attempt to force the players into agreement, will lock them out. So these players are not getting paid, they're not receiving any benefits, and they cannot communicate with any owners or any facilities of any type. So the 2011 sports year began abruptly with an NFL lockout, which obviously National Football League. With this being said, many sports fans were heartbroken. However, they had the NBA playoffs to turn to. So at first, the NFL lockout didn't receive as much attention as it did later on. But when the NBA playoffs ended with the Dallas Mavericks beating the Miami Heat, by the way, which was awesome, the the NFL lockout gained a lot of media attention. The same can be said right now when the NBA lockout, which just began recently, but with the NFL season going on. The NFL season is overshadowing the NBA lockout currently, so the NBA is not receiving nearly as much attention. In fact, on October 3rd, 2011, Darren Everson of the Wall Street Journal reported that the NBA lockout has received over 2/3 less media attention than the NFL lockout ever did. That's a lot less. However, most sports analysts, such as Mitch Lawrence of New York Daily News, who wrote on September 14th of 2011, claim that the NBA season is in much more jeopardy than the NFL season ever was. Moreover, he claims that the 2011 lockout currently is, the 2011 season as well, is in much more jeopardy than the 1998 NBA season ever was. 1998 was the last NBA lockout that occurred, which resulted in 32 lost games of the season. So saying that it's in more jeopardy could mean that there might not be a season at all. So why is there a lockout at all? Basically said that the owners and players cannot reach an agreement. Primarily, it's because of money. On September 29th of 2011, Simon Evans of Fox News wrote that the owners of the NBA teams reported a $300 million loss in total revenue for last year's season alone, with 22 of 30 NBA teams in the negative. That's quite substantial. To fix this, according to the Daily Titan on September 15th of 2011, owners proposed an offer of $40 million hard cap, while the players obviously want a soft cap. So what's a hard and soft cap? Many of you may not know. Basically put, the hard cap means that this $40 million that the owners proposed cannot be exceeded by no means. That means the $40 million is the absolute max that they can spend on players or anything else. A soft cap means that there are exceptions that can't exceed this $40 million. So that's obviously why players want that. They want more money. As said before, many sports analysts agree that this season is in much more jeopardy than the 1998 season ever was, even though they lost 32 games. This is because of the general success that the players had in 1998. With the success that they had, only missing 32 games, but gaining exactly what they wanted, they know that they can sit out games. Furthermore, on September 30th, 2011, an article in Bloomberg Business Weekly reported that NBA superstars such as Kobe Bryant has sought out employment elsewhere. Kobe Bryant signed a contract for $3 million for 10 games in Italy. So if this possible, players aren't necessarily hurting for money. So why does this affect cities? Scott Beck, the president of Visit Salt Lake, Utah, which is the city in which the Utah Jazz reside, said, quote, "Sports are a lot of fun, but professional sports are a really big economic engine. So they play a major role in the city, and they bring in a lot of money, and without it, they will be hurting." So now that you understand the concept of the NBA lockout, the details of the 2000 NBA lockout, and the effects that it can have on cities, how many of you could still settle for a 6-figure salary?